And as you come back out, he just says, "Thank you. It is nice to feel the rain. It's it reminds me of days like this were often spent this way. Ground training. You know, we would all hope to fly tomorrow, but knowing that today there was nothing to be done about it."
Kel kind of looks up into the rain and just
Yeah.
sits for a moment and it's like, this is how I normally live. It feels unnatural to me to be inside. I much prefer this.
Yes. Dry and warm does have its place, but this harkens back to, I think, the time before when we were truly wild. It was dark, a time of darkness for us, but old habits.
Why darkness?
The wild griffins in the wild. Oh, hey, thanks, Omega Tanashi. All high fives, woo! For a donation. Unenlightened might be the better phrase. We were ruled by instinct, which I know is not necessarily a bad thing, but to find your own knowledge and your own enlightenment in the world, it's just a different path, I guess.
But aren't you still ruled by instinct to a degree? Otherwise,
Oh yes, of course.
the bond wouldn't be.
It's a part
wouldn't
of
have
us.
a power over you.
Yes, it's a part of us, of course. But I speak of intelligence. We weren't coherent. We didn't have the ability to speak and communicate with others. We were more beast than griffin, I guess. Or what I think of us as griffins.
Hmm.
You had asked about Florian before, and what he was like. He wasn't a child when the grounding happened. In fact, well, he was 10 when I was hatched, but griffins don't mature and aren't ready for riders for quite some time. It's almost 6 years for us to grow to maturity and to be strong enough to carry a rider. But then, after that, we had almost 8 years of flight together while we were training with the Sky Mages. He was actually untamed and wild like you, somewhat, at that time. Even after the grounding, we would dive from the highest parapets of Balathira, over Fountain's Edge, risking death into the waters below or from the dragons above. Just one wing stroke right before we plunge into the pools below. But they broke him of that. They broke him. Me as well, I guess. We've been languishing here for almost 50 years. But his blood was never meant for this. The Gilderloins, they're warriors. His family was one of the founding members of the Sky Mages, and his ancestors are some of the ones who brought the Griffins out of the unenlightenment and the darkness that I spoke of. he needs to be away from this place. He thinks he needs it here, even wants it, but I can smell it in his blood, the drive to be free again.
It sounds like he needs saving more than you do.
Perhaps. He needs a mission. He needs to not be pushing agendas and politics and inventories for the Arcana Mystica. He was born to be a part of the Sky Mages, truly, but certainly at least now the Battle Mages. For him to return to Callista's service would do him well.
What does he think he can get that he doesn't already have by doing what he's doing now?
He believed that he could change the Arcana Mystica from the inside, that he would be able to help rein them in. But he soon learned that there are those who play this game who are willing to risk everything just to win. It was a hard lesson. And so I think it broke him. And now he's been caught by his maybe hope that he can still do something, even though I don't think he can.
Does Florian know Uilgora?
I'm sure they've done business.
No, I mean, does Florian know Uilgora?
Most assuredly not. He's merely a blacksmith with special skills.
Merely. What do you think it would take to free him, to get him to remember what mattered to him?
I think time away from this place, but to not be outcast from it, to, as all Gilderloins, they need a mission, they need a purpose. To just say, let's get up and leave, that's not going to entice him or change him. It's for him to have a new assignment, I guess. Maybe.
Well, I'll think on that. Because maybe if he gets a new assignment, so will you.
Most assuredly, even the Arcana Mystica would not separate a griffin and a rider.
Thank you, Belsharian.
Thank you, Kel. I didn't want to screw it up. Thank you for sharing a rainy day with an old griffin. So
Thank you for sharing your memories.
And with that, let's move back over